Chris, what's it been like for you, just dealing with a completely new staff and even support staff, so many new faces, and you've been here quite a long time. So what's it like to learn all these names and all the rest of it?
No, it's been great. Obviously, there's a new energy, there's a new air coming in, and it just feels good to be part of it. Like obviously, we're trying to change things up, and we're going step at a time. It's a process. Everybody knows that, but I think we're doing a really good job of staying together and trying to learn things together. And obviously, with the new coaching staff and all that, we're all in a learning process. But I think everybody's taking it the right way and trying to do it together.
Is a bigger adjustment on the offensive end or the defensive end in terms of learning Darko's system?
To be honest with you, it's just playing together. It's just like, obviously there's a lot of movement on defense. There's a lot of stuff that we're learning. So you can't do it with one player. And right now, that's what we're trying to do is have everybody on the same page. And the schemes are going to be the schemes, and we could, obviously get better. Nick had so many of them. So, we could really get better at that, but just finding a way to do it together. So 5 guys on the floor move together.
We're from the SFU student newspaper. We were wondering if you had any advice for student athletes looking to go pro.
Obviously you have a lot of confidence. I think that's one thing that is helping any athletes is just believing in yourself and also putting in the work. I think there's one thing that it's always going to pay off is hard work. And if you don't believe in yourself, you can't really go anywhere.
Chris, when you're getting into something new, there's seeing it, learning it, playing and learning it, and then finally playing it.
Yeah.
Where are you guys on that? Just in a couple days, where you can see guys trying to run the offense and not really playing at times.
I think we're doing a really good job. Everybody's putting a little, trying to play their system, but keeping their game. I think we're doing a really good job at that. You can see it today. Guys like Pascal, OG, they still find ways for them to score and with their own abilities, but through the system. And I think that's really one thing that's good is that if you don't have anything to move, the ball's moving, and everybody get the chance to get a piece of the offense a little bit.
How does the .5 offense complement or make you adjust to your game to fit in it?
A lot of cutting, a lot of, the ball is moving, so nobody's really staggering and watching. So I think that really helps me out. You always know where the shots are coming from. So since I'm an offensive rebounder, that helps out too, if knowing where the ball is going to get shot. And that definitely helps me out. But so, like I said, it's also guys are playing together right now.
What about Darko's camp has kind of stood out so far in terms of, not to compare him to Nick or anything like that, but what about, I'm sure he does it a little bit differently, anything that jumps out to you?
Maybe the breakdown, obviously I think at the beginning of practice it's more like, mind just thinking about the game, what he wants us to accomplish, and then after that we do it on different groups. And we usually have like 3 kind of, stage of it, so it really helps out for, gradually getting better at every scheme that we're doing.
Coach, you're at a point where, and you go through this with every new experience, you're watching guys and they're trying to run the offense, they're trying to do stuff that you want them to do, but they're not always playing with a fluidity. Evaluate where you think they might be after the first few days in terms of playing the way that you want them to play.
I think guys definitely have good intentions. I think, as you could see tonight, the ball movement was pretty good for the majority of the part of the game. Obviously, we're still in the building process and creating habits, but I'm proud of the guys and their intentions. And tonight was just another day that we won the day.
Darko, we're with SFU School Newspaper. We were just wondering, of all the players that you've got going on right now, who do you see taking the biggest steps this year?
That's a great question, and guys are fighting for minutes. Guys are fighting for roles. Guys are doing a great job. I can see multiple players in our team taking a next step from a different stage of career. Jakob is very important. I think he's going to make a next step there. Scotty, obviously, Pascal. I expect from all of those guys to make a next step and to get better this year.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you have like 15 guaranteed contracts in camp. And I'm just wondering, has that affected in terms of the intensity, in terms of guys competing for actual jobs versus, as you mentioned, roles or minutes?
I didn't feel any kind of like, I feel positive competition. I don't feel that anybody's fighting for a job to that degree, but all the guys are really putting all the effort in.
Darko, what can you tell us about the precious injuries? It's something that you
expect to keep him out a little while?
It's a mild groin strain, and we decided that there is no need for risk anything at this point. So he's going to join the team very soon.
Darko,
He could have played if if it was a real game.
Today is a preseason game. He did not play. We decided that it's better for him not to play.
Same with Otto.
Same with Otto.
What do you need to get on a Sunday?
Sunday is going to be another test for us, another opportunity for us to go. We're going to play against a team that had a great season year before. They have high aspirations. We want to continue to build. We want to continue to get team chemistry, to try different lineups on the court. Just another day for us to improve.
There's only 4 games that I think you guys have this year. I mean, it's your first, but often there were 5 or 6 or
Right.
back then 8. Like, can you experiment as much if there are only 4 games to work out with?
I mean,
In terms of like lineups.
right. It's not big number of games.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's only 4 games, but we're gonna try different things. And but we also have 82 games of regular season to look at all of that. So we will not have all the answers. In those 4 games.
I mean, you mentioned Jakob as a guy who could take a jump. I mean, he's in year 8, right? So what areas do you see him growing? I mean, we saw some nice passing today in the scrimmage early on. I mean,
Exactly. That's the area that we want to play more through him. Give him the ball at the elbow. Give him the ball top of the key. Obviously, this year he's going to be playing with different point guard. For first time, he's going to be playing with Dennis Schroeder. So it's going to be interesting to see his growth and how he's going to play those pick and rolls or DHOs with guys that we have on the team. But I expect him that he makes another jump in his career.
and what gives you the confidence that he can handle that level of ball handling and decision making? Like, what stood out to you in watching him over these years?
I always, when I look at the players, I evaluate where they at this moment, but also I'm trying to have a vision of what they could be. And I'm approaching that way from rookies all the way to the guys that are like 8 or 10 years in the league. I always look for the opportunities for growth. That's how I operate, and that's how I want our team to operate, for everybody to have a chance to step up and improve.
Coach, how much of an adjustment will it be then in your second unit, whether it's Precious and or Chris, to play that type of role? Because it seems like quite a bit of a different role than what both of those guys have had in the past.
We already talked about it. Those guys are interchangeable. They can cover multiple positions. They're putting a lot of work in. They're working on new skills that are necessary for our offense. And I see a lot of potential in both of those guys. I think that Precious can be, that he's such a willing passer and such a great teammate. I think he's going to make great strides this year with our second unit.
What new skills are you talking about?
Passing, driving, just making the right decisions, playing hard, rolling, knocking down spot-up shot, all of those.
You had Dennis out there with the 4 presumed starters. Now, I know you mixed up the units quite a bit here, but in the scrimmages so far, from what you've seen, what do you like about Dennis's fit with that group when he is out there with them?
Dennis just does a great job of running the team. He's recognizing when the guys need touches. Obviously, we're in the preseason. He's just gearing up for the year. He's a fierce competitor on both ends of the floor. He's a winner, and I just think that he's going to bring another level of competitiveness on our team, and I believe that he's going to be a great connector on our team.